Hello, my name is Jen, and in this video I'm going to talk about application cache and how to cache your documents in a small demo. So first, what is application cache? Well, essentially it's a feature of HTML5 which allows users to access your content offline. So how does an application cache work? When the browser visits a page that is linked to a manifest file and there is no document that has been previously cached, the browser will automatically begin to load all the files listed in the manifest. If you visit that site again online, the browser will check to see if any of the documents in the file have been changed and then update those documents in the browser. Whether online or offline, the browser will automatically display the previously cached documents. In order to start caching documents in the browser, you must first add the manifest reference to the HTML tag of each document you want cached. So if your application has multiple pages, you must add this to every HTML file. The manifest file contains three parts: cache, network, and fallback. Cache is where you write all the files and images you want cached in the browser. Network is where you list any resources that cannot be accessed offline and will not be cached. This is the most useful for pages where you're accessing data from a database or for pages where the content changes frequently. Putting an asterisk instead of listing pages individually is basically telling the browser to never cache pages except for the pages that you've listed in the cache section. Under fallback is where you would write a page that will be displayed if there's a network connection failure. For example, if users were using an application that runs using PHP and connects to a database and they suddenly became offline, you could send them to a page that tells them that there is a network issue. I will further explain these when we get into our example later on in the video. So let's get on with our demo. So I have a resume page that I want to have cached so that potential employers will always be able to access it whether they have Wi-Fi or not. Here's the index page with all the content that I want cached. To start, I want to add my manifest file to the HTML tag. If there were multiple pages in my application, you would need to do the same thing to each HTML file. But because this example only has one page, we will only need to do this once. So we will begin this next step by making a new file. You will need to add cache manifest at the top of the page. Next, I'm going to add a comment. To do this, you must add the number sign at the beginning of the comment. This is important to do because the cache will only update in the browser if the actual manifest file is changed. This means if you make changes to the content in one of your files, the browser will still display the same previously cached documents. So, you must update your manifest date and the version number in the comments line each time you make a change to any of the content in your files. This will force the browser to upload these updated files. You can then add the headers cache, fallback, and network as discussed earlier in any order you wish, but for this demonstration we'll just start with cache. Under this heading, I'm going to write my HTML index file, my CSS file, and the names of all the images used. But as you can see, I do have a lot of images, so let me just speed up the video a bit. And as for fallback, I'm just going to put the index file again, but if you don't have a fallback, you don't have to put anything. Next, let's add the header network. I'm just going to put an asterisk here because there are no files in particular that require an internet connection. Now that we're finished creating the manifest file, let's save up our file and remember to save the manifest file with the same name that you gave it in your index file. Let's save the other files, and then when we're done, let's add them to the server, and I'm using FileZilla for this. To test what we've done, let's go back to our browser and go to the URL. So there's our document. It should automatically be cached, so if we go and turn off our Wi-Fi and refresh the page, it'll still be there. As you can see, we are offline and yet we're still able to access our content. But what if we wanted to change something? I'm going to go back and just simply change our file by adding the number 2 to our header here. Now let's upload the new file to the server and refresh the browser. It's still the same. Where is our updated content? As mentioned earlier, you must change the manifest file itself to update these changes. So let's go back to our manifest file, and I'm simply just going to change the number to 2 in our comment and upload it to the server. Now if we go back to the browser and refresh the page, our new content will be automatically cached. And if we refresh it again, it will appear. See, there's the number 2. Since the browser always loads the previously cached file whether we are online or offline, if the browser updates the cache to our changed document, the user will not see these changes unless they refresh the page. So let's write some JavaScript to make sure that the application refreshes the page automatically once the cache has been updated. First we will add the script tags in the head, and then I'm just going to paste in the code and explain it so that it's a bit faster. We will console.log at each step of the process so we know what's happening. So first, we will check to see if there are any updates. Then we will start downloading. And then the browser will swap the caches when it's done and automatically refresh the page. I will also change the header number to 3 so we know that this is the updated file. And don't forget to update the version in the manifest file to 3 as well. Put these new files on the server and refresh the browser. Now that we know the new file has been uploaded, let's change our content again. Let's change the header to 4 and change the version number in the manifest file to 4 as well. Upload to the server, and let's go to our browser to see if it refreshes automatically. You can open the console to see the changes happening. As you can see, it downloads all of our files and updates the cache. It automatically refreshes once it's finished, and there is our updated application with the new header. Let's turn off the Wi-Fi and voila, it still works. And that's it. So thank you for listening.